It's just down and to your left.
And you tap with your right.
Look over to the side.
Where you can join and subscribe. It's Crypto IRA. The really drives you out. Let's hit the like button now.
Take back what's been stolen from me, little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. I got my eyes on you, and you got no clue what I'm supposed to do. I can't help myself. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. No, you wouldn't take what's not yours. If you know who I am, when the night will fall, I'll haunt your dreams. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. Till I'm complete. Piece by piece, I take back. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back. Little by little, piece by piece.
I've been pacing my paces, no kamikaze. I've been making my makers say what I'm offering. We've all had behaviors and they were troubling. Smoke way too much, I keep coughing. I pull out all the stops to make a profit. When I get down to the bottom, I need topping. Come here and ease my mind, be my clonopin. Let me chug this thing and be proud of it. I will carve it in and I'll make you feel like you're on the cloud. And you can't sit still when we're on the floor. When I'm on them fours, when you use the force, there's no problem. I will carve it in and I'll make you feel like you're on the cloud. And you can't sit still when we're on the floor. When I'm on them fours, when you use the force, there's no problem. Pull out the peas, fill me up like a Reese's. When I'm with you, I'm holier than Jesus. Religious freedom, paid leave to get on my knees and pray to you if you're cool with cosplaying teacher. I don't mean to come across facetious, but it's all a joke to me and it should be to all of these. Sometimes I think it's the only way to stay decent. When the wind blowing that way, we ought to raise the breezes. I will carve it in and I'll make you feel like you're on the cloud. And you can't sit still when we're on the floor. When I'm on them fours and you use the force, there's no problem. I of it in and out, make you feel like you on the cloud and you can't stay still. When we on the floor, when I'm on the floor, when you use the force, there's no problem. Last night got me weird, and I still got some fears. Oh, but you don't love me like I love you, and I always
Lay you down, yeah. Wow. It's 12:02. It is time to get started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's dig it. Are we ready? Are you ready, Road Dog?
Well, yes, I believe I am.
Are you going to hit the button today?
But I was thinking about hitting the button. I have problems with the button, though. Sometimes it
Jumps around at me. But do try to carry on very well today, okay? Right on. We should try. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the daytime version of the late night crypto charts with Road Dog. Today is Friday. Very interesting day, December 29th, toward the end of the month here, heading toward the weekend where we normally have lower liquidity, and we're watching Bitcoin dump live right here. If you're new to the show, welcome. I appreciate you being here as I try to give you some solid content. If you're new to the show, well, first we spend about the first 2.5 hours talking about my personal drama and what is going on with my life and what I think. And then maybe we'll talk about one or two altcoins. No, that may be the other channels that you're watching. That's why I went live, because I got tired of all the shilling of trading groups and affiliates and talking about personal drama when we should be talking about crypto. Let's get into it. But I do have to say that if you do like this channel and like what we present here today, and you want to help out the channel, you might want to pick up a Tangent wallet. If that's you, I can save you 10%. Use that code DAWG anytime on the Tangent app to order your Tangent wallet or at the Tangent website. That will save you 10% off. Also, the new W20 Bluetooth enabled SuckUX links inscription below for that one. Also good discounts on there. Let's go ahead. Since we got all that out of the way, let's jump over into crypto bubbles while I say hello to you in the charts. I see Jorge Satoshi is in the chat. Welcome, Jorge. Hope you're enjoying that Tangent wallet. He was a Tangent wallet winner from one of our giveaways here. We celebrated 1,000 subs. If you can, hit that sub button. Definitely helps out the channel. Today, altcoins are suffering. Is it new? Should that surprise us? Today is a day, end of the month, end of the year, where, you know, there are some option things going on. That fake stuff, the future stuff. It's not real Bitcoin, but it affects the Bitcoin price because all the people that play with all that leverage stuff, you know, they like to manipulate it with the spot prices. All right, so we're going through all of that. Not to mention that we're heading into a weekend where retail's not here yet. Not yet. Are our altcoins in danger of falling? And I've got some sad news today. And so we're just going to start out right over here with our indices, because this is where it all really matters and where all the truth comes into. Bitcoin dominance is falling. That's good. We like that. That helps us out. Overall, the dollar down here falling, bouncing up a little bit, but overall, that's good. We're on the 4-hour charts here, by the way. Over here on the bottom screen over here, USDT dominance, stablecoin dominance right here. We've been watching this double bottom possibility formation here. It looked like it may take a low. It did make a lower low, but now she's popped back up. The double bottom scenario is still on. If this double bottom scenario plays on, dominance keeps going up. That's because people are selling out of either one, Bitcoin, or two, altcoins. Now, if you think about this seriously, your smart people are not going to be selling out of your Bitcoin. They're going to be collecting that Bitcoin, especially as it gets to lower prices. And a lot of the bigger money just chomping at the bit to get in this market, also eyeballing that Bitcoin price. They like a falling Bitcoin price right now. They do. They may get a better price. And I'm sure that they will try. The biggest thing we got to look at right now is our total 3 right over here. And you see, I've got this white trend line here that we've been bouncing off of. I have mentioned these little areas right here where we poked our head through, which means it's weakening that trend line, which means that, well, the next time we come and touch it, it may not hold. That's what we're looking at right now. So are we in danger? Yes, we are in danger of falling drastically in altcoins, possibly this weekend. Just throwing that out there. Let's take a bigger look at the reason why, and then let's start getting into some altcoins, going over them. Total 3. We're going to take a bigger look at total 3 here. I'm actually just going to pull it up. My little indice over here. Where did you go, total 3? Right there you are. So this is it on the bigger picture, and we're going to zoom out. We'll come back here to the daily. Here's the deal we've been looking at with total 3 falling on my channel, inverted head and shoulders falling channel, however you want to look at that. Bearish or bullish breakout, flagged out, came up, hit our targets. We were looking at this area. We've been eyeballing this 525 billion for quite a while. I've got a higher target that we can reach. It's not over for altcoins, but we are definitely looking at getting a pullback right back down here to about this $482 billion level. What does that mean? Well, that means that about $20 billion is going to just be sucked out of altcoins probably this weekend. Now, I am seeing a good likelihood that we will get a bounce there. 21 moving average on the daily is there. We like to bounce off the 21 when we're in a strong uptrend, which we are. So don't let it deter you, but you might find some juicy entries on some of your altcoins or some of your trades as these prices drop for the weekend. And they're dropping. I'm just letting you know. Get ready. You may need to look at closing some trades out. You may need to look at tightening up your stop losses. You may need to look at, where can I pick this juicy coin up when it just bottoms out? That's what I'm doing. So where I can, I'm taking profits, but that window is quickly closing for this weekend with the downside. Now I'm going to jump over here to the 4 hour. That's a little bit more relevant. Now the cool thing about watching my streams when you watch it, I'm not spending all my time on the 1 minute, which is not going to help you out 2 days from now, okay? I am over here on the 4 hours, mostly 4 hour and 1 day chart. I do not hesitate. Don't get it twisted. I do not hesitate. Please tell me my microphone is on. I do not hesitate to jump down to the lower time frames. You often see me jump on here in the 6 minute time frame with Bitcoin, but I always go to the bigger time frames, work our way down. The bigger ones count. The little ones are just for the moment. We are getting rejection. We are under the 9 and the 21 moving average. It's 5 moving average strategy, which is giving us confluence. We're heading into this green Ichimoku cloud, which likes to suck us into it and usually likes to spit us out on the downside. Now, if we lose this channel, that's not a good sign. We don't want to see that happen. We got a little bit of wiggle room here. At worst, that I can see us coming down to maybe 459 billion, but right now, let's stay positive. Let's take the facts as we got them. Do expect a drop in your altcoins this weekend. Grimmer says QNT and NXRA, please. Hey, Grimmer, how's it going? One Hit Aquitta's in the house. Haven's in here. This is one of the worst dumps I have ever been part of since 2012. Haven? Really? Am I 2017. It's 2017. Okay. Well, I hate to say this, but they do get worse. When we actually get into the bull market and start our way up, man, this market will crash like 30%. 30% drops out of Bitcoin, just seemingly out of the blue. I think there are some signs in the charts, and we will keep our diligence up to try to head those off. We may be looking at one kind of soon. Honestly, as Bitcoin starts coming up to these higher targets, right up here around 48,000, I will be very surprised if we make it past that. I'm just throwing that out there. There's a very good chance we will get rejected there and just have a healthy pullback and possibly coming back down to this area that I'm looking at right around this area, about 37,000, 36,000. I'm really looking forward to bounce off this trend line that I've got right here. But, you know, we're neither here or there at the moment. We still got a little bit more upside, personally, in my personal opinion, with Bitcoin. And just to give you an outlook at what I think is going on, it is possible that we've got an M shape here. Ichimoku Cloud suggests that, you know, she may ride this up a little bit up toward this $48,000 target. Will she hit 48,400? No guarantees on that. None whatsoever. We could estimate, if there ever is a breakout there, that we could be coming up a measure move that could get us up to about 47,274. So I will identify that as a measured move there. Color it blue. Put a little price tag on there. Color it blue too for measure move. So short term, I do say we might be able to make it up there. Maybe we'll stumble there. I don't know. But this area up around 48,000, yeah, it's highly likely that we will get rejected there. If we do not bounce up above it, hey, I'm all for it. I'm for that ride. If you've been following my channel at all, and I will not spend very much more time on this, but this triangle rising wedge that we bear trapped out of and then broke to the bullish side up to, if you've been watching, we've been playing these patterns all the time. We're in that part of the market where we get this, at least a parabolic action. This should be no different. It's a strong move to the upside. It could break past 48,000. It could. Throw us all for a loop. Maybe come up to 52. That would be the next spot that we're looking at. And I say that because this is very similar to what we did 3 years ago, right over here, when we also had a rising wedge pattern following that, and just depending on how you want to draw it. I kind of like it a little bit like this. This is more like what we had, breaking to the upside, getting the pullback, and then we went ballistically crazy as Michael Saylor and Tesla was FOMOing in Elon Musk into Bitcoin at that time. And that's when the rest of the market said, oh crap, we're behind. We got to jump into FOMO hit institutions. That's what happened here. We're set up for a very similar situation, and that's what I'm looking for. Now, could it just totally bomb? Yeah, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for those possibilities. But if this is what we're looking at right now, at this time, they didn't want us to see that. At that time, a lot of the same sentiment was that, oh, no, we're going to get rejected and we're coming way down to $3,000. That was the narrative. Did not happen. We pumped up. We pumped up higher than what we are currently right now. Amazing, right? And currently, we're sitting right here on top of that little spike that we had 3 years ago. January the 9th, 2021. We are officially in our bull market numbers from last cycle. People are making money right now and a big potential. Now, do notice that from this area we were before, this is worth noting. This is when we got the big pullback. So if you're afraid of a pullback, I mean, truthfully, it could be just starting. And that was our first big 30% pullback, the one I was warning you about a few minutes ago. Those are the things that we can really look for, and those are the things you got to really prepare for in this bull market, because at some point when we reach these key levels, we could see that. It pulled back all the way to 28,000, around the 28,800 area, which is very well known to be kind of iffy for Bitcoin. We are going to mark that area, and I'm going to mark it with a very special line. I think I'm going to make this one green, put that there. So that's a possibility of what we could be seeing, a move 30%. I don't want to see it. I don't want to break this trend line. That's going to negate my narrative of upward movement. What I am anticipating and hoping to see, or hoping not to see, price come down, fine, retest, but retest that trend line and then let's move up. If we don't see that, and coming down here, well, we're not even there yet. We will just watch it as we go. But right now, we're good. Let's just not get too overzealous and too overconfident in this market. When it says BTC shitting the bed on every time frame now, and when FLUX is holding up pretty well despite Bitcoin dumping. Let's go take a look at some of the requested altcoins. Then I've got a few to get into, some of which that, well, considering that there may be a pullback, we've done very well on that. May need to look at pulling some profit, or at least looking at our positions on them. If you guys are in them with me, you may say, hell no, I don't like that trade setup. I ain't doing it. All right, so QNT NXRA. QNT. What was one known as the Ben Franklin stablecoin hanging out at $100 has now risen up to the high of $153 while doing a pullback to our measured move target that we had that it, honestly, it blasted right through that measured move. It did get hit. That's the important thing, but man, she got bullish. She got overly bullish. She is retesting that. I find that very interesting. So hopefully, maybe we might be flipping that measured move about 131 into support. So far, it looks like that on the daily. That's good. Got the 9 moving average coming up there to meet it, to give it a little additional support there. Right now, I'm going to take our old trend lines here, kind of readjust them, because now we kind of got this little thing going on. And I like these trend lines because these trend lines can be support in the event that we lose the support level. We could come back and retest this, and that's lining up with the 21 moving average. So that is a possibility that if we do get a drop this weekend, maybe around the 120, 122 something area, pull back, and we got a good chance to bounce off of that. It may not even go that low. It may respect the wicks on this, and go just a little bit higher. So there's some ideas on QNT, pull back, but overall, no, she's ready to go. She's got some good signs. I've got a trade set up here. I posted it over in our free Telegram group, or because I have no paid Telegram group. It is all free. I think all this information should be free. This guy's out there just nickel and diming it, selling you what you can learn on Investopedia by just reading. That just blows my mind, but that's another story for another day. Target I've got overall, man. I mean, you're holding this thing out for a while. $408 is what my trade setup is for QNT, and it is a long-term trade. But we are looking for targets of 173, 197 to be hit. 173 is really the next level up that I'm considering for QNT. Signs are looking good, breaking out of this red Ichimoku cloud. Always a welcome sign, QNT. Signs look good to me on the bigger time frames. It's just this weekend, I think it's a good opportunity at the end of the year, tax loss harvesting. And there'll be some drops in this and that, wishy-washy. We've talked about this before on the channel. And then also you got the market makers and everything. Well, this is a perfect time for us to just manipulate like crazy. So, this last week, it's going to be tricky. I would not hang my hat on making, some solid gains and trades. This is more of that wishy-washy kind of to add some last-minute additions to your bags, in my personal opinion, on these altcoins. Because overall, remember, total 3, overall, we are looking very, very bullish. Regardless of how much we pull back this weekend or even this next week, even if we suffer for the next couple of weeks because of the possibility of us breaking down. I don't know if we actually went over this so much on total 3, so I do want to talk about that very briefly. Because currently on the smaller time frame, and that's what I mean, I didn't mean to go over this. We were in a falling or rising wedge pattern. Now overall, we're in a channel. We're still good. It's just the smaller time frames just look kind of rough. So we lost this support here coming to the downside. We rode it up to the upside, hoping maybe, she's going to get bullish again and break up above some things, but she didn't. So now we've been tracking this trend line right here, and she's starting to break on it. Now it looks a little bit different on this, right? Because I'm not zoomed in as close. But we have broken it. We've been playing with this. There is a chance that we will bounce off this 50 and off this trend line here. So I like really what I'm seeing here on the Ichimoku cloud on the 4-hour, even though market cipher and the indicators are saying, yeah, we're getting ready to go down. There is still some support here that may hold this weekend. So all hope is not lost. But if this trend line is lost, man, the drop down here to 482, not going to be a fun ride. So we do have to be very cautious about it. We are at that point on the 4-hour where it could definitely turn against us. And all eyes on the 9 and the 21, which have not crossed yet. To me, that's a bullish sign of hope. Keep our eyes on that. But if that crosses, as soon as those cross, well, let's anticipate possibly coming down to 485. So there is a little bit, just a little bit of hopium for this weekend. So all is not lost. Let's turn now back to the altcoins. We went over QNT. What was the other one? The other one we were looking at, FLUX is NXRA. NXRA. Alliance block. This one is looking really bullish to me, and I was getting a little bit bearish on it, or not so bearish, but seeing that we kind of broke this curve that I had there, I took a little bit of profit out of NXRA, and in hope of buying it a lot cheaper. It's been slow to come down, and I'm not even sure that I can catch it at those bottoms again, hoping to catch it at a smaller price. I did not sell all my bag, just a portion, but you know, you sell it and you're expecting the price to come down, get it cheaper, and it doesn't. You're like, darn it. Well, if I get in now, I have to buy higher. There is a chance that we can get a pullback back to this area about 10.5 cents. May see that because we are in the middle of the cloud, but there's some good signs here on this daily chart, the bigger time frame that wins out. If you look here, there's some interesting things to read about the clouds, even when we're starting to get into them. If they start curving up here and getting thin, see how much thinner this is? That's a good sign that we'll get a bounce off of this cloud and go higher instead of it sucking us into it like it normally does during a bearish turn. This is normally bearish to get into a green cloud. We tried to stay away from it. And the further price is away from a cloud, well, the stronger that move is, and the more likely it is to go up. But what I want to draw your attention to on the NXRA is notice this 9 moving average came down to the 50 and it turned. This may be the sign we're looking for, getting a bounce off that 50. You're definitely getting a bounce off the 50. Look for this 9 across that 21 and then look for more upside out of NXRA. It looks like we are just getting a shallow pullback, even though we broke that trend line that, you know, is kind of a major deal for me for this particular move. Doesn't mean that we're not on a bigger trajectory. Breaking this trend line, you know, just my rules I go by. That's when I say, I need to think about taking the profit and getting out. So I did. Now you can look at this, as a lot of people will, draw those little flags over here ignoring that broken trend line. But sometimes she'll get bullish and she'll break back into that trend line. And if she does, if we see NXRA pull something like this, it is on. You need to make sure that your bags are packed because it's ready to rock and roll. Those are the signs that we want to see, may see, showing some signs. She wants to bounce here. The moving averages are all lined up perfectly, so it's just these two unruly, the red and green ones here, bouncing with price, bouncing off of those. Bouncing off this blue line right there, that 50 moving average is what we want to see, and so far it's doing it. MACD says, man, you got a chance. The cross is not official. It's kind of doing the duck lips. It's being indecisive is what it's doing. And it could easily still decide, oh, no, I'm going to come on down. Look for that cross on the MACD on the daily, and also pay attention to the 4-hour. On the 4-hour chart, what you need to be aware of is that we've just now came back up to the 200 moving average, which is bullish. And now as soon as all these other moving averages start to cross over it, we're good. The only danger is that in this early stage where these moving averages are crossing over that 200, well, until that red one gets above there, you know, this green one can flip back down and the red one can, you know, we can get rejected here off this 100. There are some warning signs, but the cloud, the red cloud that we're in the middle of, the little sliver of green, gives me the hope we're finding support here for a bounce up. That's what I got for NXRA. Trading sideways, but a good chance to recover and ride it up at least maybe up to the 17.5 cent target. I likes it. Hey, we got Leandro. How's it going, Leandro? All right. So, guys, do you remember me talking about this little guy? It's been a minute ago. YFII. Yeah. Where did we chart this one? I'm pretty sure I would have got you on Binance, but I'm not seeing you there. All right. Well, I guess we're going to go with this one over on OK. No, we got you here on MEXC. I think that's where we got you charted. Yes. All right. So I sent this out a while back. Now, YFII, man, she got up to $2,486. December 16th. Dropped heavy. Dropped. Got down to my juicy little buy zone. Didn't go as low as we, had hoped. We had some levels. Gave you a good amount of levels to choose from and to watch out for. And, lately, with the market, my little buy zones, they just been tapping on the top of them. That's actually bullish. It did come down here. I don't know if you guys got in, but I was able to get in, and number is up. It's gotten up to 940. I am looking for some higher highs out of this, but might there be a pullback this weekend? Of course there might, but just looking at the overall gist of our trade setup here, looking great. Gonna bounce on the daily off this 100 moving average. It crossed over the 200. There will be a little bit of hiccup as we see if the 21's crossing the 50 or whatever. A little sideways. It's going to be a little bit of a slow play, but she is still doing fine, still doing A-okay. I'm not really worried about losing this one. We've got a trend line that we're respecting there. I am looking for some substantial gains out of this coin, and I don't think we've actually put up our new targets since we got our bounce there. Let's go ahead and do that. I am looking, first of all, for us to come up to $1,172 because, well, you got to get past there for more upward action. That's our very first target, just off the bat. From there, I am going to aim for about $1,837. So, to me, those are some juicy places if you are in on the YFII trade. Ultimately, for this particular move that we have been on, target up here just right below $3,000. It sounds crazy now, and I say this a lot, until that day when we're there. And I'm like, oh my God, how'd you know? I'm showing you right now how I know. The fibs are telling all. The fibs are one of your best friends right now at this point in the market, and they will help you make that life-changing money right now. Use patterns, use fibs, use some indicators, moving averages, all these things together, all these tools in our toolbox help us to do all this. If you watch my channel, you will pick that up and just ask questions. I will happily explain it to you, or over in my Telegram group. 30% move coming to 1175. From where we are right now, coming up to this move, 77%. Main target, I'm looking for 100% gain. I plan to moonbag that little baby right there at 1827. Take my initial capital out and let this baby run. How? We've been following this one for a long time. This one has been the money maker. Looking for the possibility of getting it cheaper down here, man. Had my limit order set, but then she decided to bounce off of this 382 Fibonacci area, which is very bullish. Didn't even come into the cloud. Where you trying to go, baby? Well, it tells me that she is ready to work her way up to $491. You don't see it yet. There is still some dangerous areas we got to work through, a few little situations, but we bounced off the 50. We're above the 9. We're getting ready to tackle that 21. Tau getting ready to move up if you don't have this. I mean, this is a chance, but the best places to get it, of course, were a lot cheaper, and not everybody was able to do that. Is it still too early? Or still too late? Is it too late to get into? No, not too late, but just not the best. I mean, your X's won't be as much as they were if you got in at 50, but it still has a long way to go. I really like what I see on this coin. Come over here to the chat. Haven says, AIOZ. I'm selling all my AIOZ because I'm running a node and want to invest in my capital. Can you look at it for me, dog? I'm too upset to chart at the moment. Hey, you're going to run a node? Hey, congratulations, man. I haven't made that step yet. I've been wanting to do that. I've just not taken the steps and hadn't figured out who or what chain I want to run a node on. There's a new one called Cubic that looked interesting. New AI play that we've talked about. Yeah, let's take a look at AIOZ. That one, AIOZ, the SecUX wallet does hold that one, by the way. Links in the description below if you're interested in that. So, to me, there definitely could be a pullback and maybe a retracement back here to 9.7. That's definitely a possibility. That's retesting this Fibonacci area, that 236 could definitely come into play. I don't see anything major though. I like what I'm seeing here with the green coming in. Money flow steadily starting to come up. It's just now starting to move, in my personal opinion. The daily, so far, it's actually looking fairly good. I mean, we've lost our initial trend, but we haven't lost the overall trend, which gives it quite a bit away where it could fall. So there is a possibility for some definite lower action there. Let's see, we lost this guy. Not the greatest look, but not terrible. It's more right there, so bounce came up under that. All right, let's pull a fib. Swing low to swing high. We're not even touching. Not touching my fibby line. We're above the 382. That could be good. You didn't really come down. You touched the 50% here, higher high. I'm not seeing anything too bearish yet, but I mean, the fact of it being right here in the Ichimoku cloud and it's still getting kind of thick, that's got a little bit of concern. But what I'm seeing on the moving averages here on the daily look kind of cool to me, like it's trying to reclaim its ground. I don't know the situation, Haven, or why you're needing or thinking about getting out of this. I'm sure you got your reasons. There's a possibility it may be finding support here to just kind of ride this leg up. Now, I can't say this getting ready to blast off. It's a big deal to lose this trend line, and it sets us up for an M formation, meaning a double top. So we could come back up here to 20 cents and then double top. That could be a scenario, but overall, and if I had to guess, I would think we would probably try to do that, come back and retest this trend line and see where we go from there. The possibility of a double top. But the fact that she moved, she broke out of here, I'm really looking for a pullback to 0.98, somewhere through there. Could go lower. I hope it does not. Do not want to see it break below that. But if it could also, well, it hasn't got past that level yet. The level I really want to see it get past for more upside is 15 cents, and we're below that. So if she can come back up and bounce off that, that would be the ideal situation. And it could, because she's flagging out. So, man, I don't know. It's iffy. I don't know your situation, but yeah, running a node sounds awesome. To me, you know, we had this solid trend line and then it found support there. So I take that as being a little bit bullish. However, it's worth noting that 100 crossed bearishly and all the other moving averages currently are under that. It's got some confusing signs here. A little sliver of green. I swear, I think she's going to bounce to the upside, and then she may be looking for a bigger come down. But this got some nice little signs here. Look, kind of bullish. I mean, I'm not calling this head and shoulders or anything, but we do have three bottoms on this area. So for me, I'm not seeing any real negative signs for AIOZ. Again, I think it may come up and then look for a double top. Oh, I even gifted a membership. Hey, thank you so much for that. Appreciate your support. One Hit Acquitted says traditional stocks are tanking. Also wonder if something's going on that's also affecting Bitcoin. I think we're probably seeing a lot of tax loss harvesting right now. It's typically normal to see, you know, this last week where you're not excited with the market. You're like, man, I want to end this year with a bang. And like, why is it going? Well, yeah, people got some other plans, other agendas going on right now. But in January, just a few weeks, we should probably see a nice little turnaround there. I am not in any crypto stocks other than Tesla, if you want to call it that. Don't really consider it. MicroStrategy is my biggest one, which I've had the most success with. But I've been looking at Mara and maybe Hut 8. They're up way too high for me to consider. This is a 4-hour chart. This is the daily. Yeah, not time to get in there. Maybe if she drops, ooh, support resistance flip area. Anyone trying to get in on the stocks Mara, I would kind of look at 1987 as a possibility. Nice. inverted head and shoulder does have about a 64% chance, if I'm not mistaken. Check Bukowski, patternside.com for more accurate statistics. You want the true statistics. But to return to that entry before bouncing to the upside, so I need to go over to E-Trade and set me some limit orders there. 1987. 'Twas a good year. 1987 it was. TRB, man. TRB. Wow. Are you guys in TRB? This one I got out of accidentally. Sold my whole position around $23. 2x and been holding it for a while. I thought, yeah, that feels good. And look at her now, 10x after my sale. That reinforces my rule. You never sell your whole bags during the bull market. So looking at a channel, going by this angle here and just applying it right here, and it looks like it's proved to be true, broke to the upside of that. We're going parabolic on TRB. This is on the daily chart. There's a good chance that it may eventually pull back to retest this breakout area. That's about $182. We're currently sitting at 236. Come down to the smaller time frame, the 4 hour still looking awesome above that 9 moving average. This is a strong move, people. Still strong. Pullback area for this one right now, short term, trying to get in on something, be under that candle. If you're lucky to get at 231, maybe that is below the 4 hour candle. Market Cipher says, hey, we can chill out for a little bit, but man, that move is going. Got a new trend line to track here. Got 2 new trend lines. She is definitely going parabolic. Dropping below this trend line would give me some concern, but the main one actually, yeah, that fits a lot better right there. So let's see. Will she only pull back to around 196? Is that as low as she'll go? Possibly. She's getting ready to do some stuff. TRB. The coin that just keeps freaking going, man. It just keeps going. ORDI is also still hot. ORDI. Making a nice little flag out of this flag, if you will, which is usually spells out good momentum to the upside. We are currently above on the 4 hour, above the 9 moving average, and it flirted with crossing over the 21 and changed his mind, got finicky and said, nah, don't feel like doing it today. I feel like being bullish. Let's go. Ichimoku cloud is starting to get a little thick, so I do expect a little, kind of stumble through these prices. It's not just up and go, but some good potential here for ORDI to come up to this target at, I know, about $116, $117 is what we're looking at out of ORDI. Now, I believe that is a measure move. Color him blue for that, because I like to color code things. But looking for some more gains out of ORDI, that would be nice. From where we are, getting up there about another 60% on your bags. Would you like to see your ORDI bag grow another 60%? Not quite double, but halfway there. That's pretty cool. I likes it. How is my portfolio up 0.1%? God loves you. I don't think it will be that terrible, but I do think there will be a good chance to get some altcoins this weekend. Kind of on the cheap as they try to scare us. I think it's going to be more of a play against us. Just a shakeout. It's a shakeout, people. An end of the year shakeout, in my personal opinion. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but that's what I'm rolling with. That's my narrative. That's what I'm spinning. Unless you want to talk about all my personal problems, we can go over that. Personal drama. I really don't have any. Thank God. I'm looking at ANALOS, ANALOS, however you want to pronounce it, getting a little bit of a pullback. Overall, she's looking good, man. She's in the middle of this Ichimoku cloud on the 1 hour time frame. Getting a bounce off the 21. A good chance after we flip this 50 moving average that we're going to work our way out of this and start heading back up to this target about 0.008458. That's a nice little move from these areas. Say if you were to catch it around here at this 21 moving average, ride it up there, you could moonbag your ANALOS position. First, I've got all mine over on the Radium ecosystem, trying to do that DeFi thing. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's just plain weird. But there may be a little bit, there is always the chance. I have to throw this out there. When you break out of a falling wedge pattern, which is, what this is, you do that retest of the breakout point. That price is 0.0003436. Let's not forget that, because it can come back there, and if it does, maybe a place is worth picking up some. Just saying. All right, just making sure I got everything that you guys mentioned over there. Flux, one hit quit. I mentioned Flux is holding up pretty well. I believe it is. A lot of people are liking Flux. I was not as sold on it. I saw, I think, Paul Barron talking about it. And I guess it's got some more promising news than I'd been keeping up on. So I think I'll hold on to my little Flux bags a little longer. It is doing well. When we zoom out on Flux, man, I got all these targets. We've already hit the target I had there at 72 cents. I've got, and all these other targets about. I was going to erase it, but I guess not. We'll keep all that. Get rid of some of these other lines here. That one we need to keep. So here on the 3-day, the much bigger time frame, man, I think it looks gorgeous. Look what's going on. 200 moving average on the 3-day. This is half a week. We're still above the 9 moving average, and you cannot get better than that. Unless you go with the 8 moving average, then that's one better. It is one better. 9 moving average is a key to figuring this market out, in my personal opinion, and a lot of people don't use it. Some people do, and the ones that do, I believe, are a little bit more accurate. Because if you're waiting for the 21 to give you your answers, well, we've already front run you, baby. 9 has crossed the 200 moving average on the 3-day. That's a big deal, people. Look at this Ichimoku cloud over here, nice and spindly, just like we like it, far away from the price, indicating that, man, we're ready to go up. And if we get a pullback, it is not going to be bad. There's a chance we can come back and test this trend line. Yes, there is, but more than likely, we're going to see if this trend line right here holds. We lost this one. See that? Here's the beauty of the trend line. That was it. Got rejected off that. Doing a retest. We're going to extend this trend line here to that wick. We don't want to see this one break. If we do, we're coming down here, 50 cents area. Not going to be that fun. Not going to like it. It could happen. 21 moving average on the 3-day is here. Meaning it's on the table. We can come back there and still be on our move to the upside. But as long as we hold this trend line, we're good. So if you're trading, stops below that trend line would be my recommendation. And if you're just building a bag, maybe wait and see if you can add some at 50 cents, because this baby's getting ready to rock and roll. I've got targets at 80 cents, but it doesn't stop there. Meanwhile, I'd be looking at this 111 area, because you got to make a higher high. If you don't make a higher high, you're just farting around. If you're going to do something, do it, Flux. And it's got to prove itself right now. $1.11 is a target that I really like. Take profits wherever it fits you, but for me, coming from right where we are, if you FOMO'd in now, which I don't recommend, that'd be a 74% return, reaching that target. If you were to get lucky, get in at 50 cents, if that happens. Should that scenario happen, well, that'd give you 119, letting you moonbag this one, take your capital out, and then letting it ride for free. My only problem with that is that I just don't buy big enough bags when I moonbag. Because it seems big at the time. I'm like, oh, good. Then it gets moonbag time. It's like, why didn't I buy more? Famous last words, always how it goes. One last coin we're going to look at is SEI. We looked at it recently, and I did not get into it, sadly, but she came up, and did she nail it? She nailed our target. If you took this trade, because we were looking at getting in on this bounce right over here in this area, right here, after it flipped this area of support and resistance, here's what it did. This is why I thought this is a good one, but yet I forgot to get in it. resistance, broke out, came back, tested it. That was the best buy right here. So if any of you guys that took my little idea, getting in around 20 to 23 cents, well, you already know you're banging. It's truly going parabolic, and while it can get a pullback, say maybe right around here to about this 46-cent area, retesting this trend line, maybe not even, maybe at 47 cents, could be an area because she's getting ready to pop off. 57 cents, yeah, that's old news now. Shout out to anybody that was in SEI because you made some gains. You made some serious gains. How many gains did you make? Where are ye? Where is that little tool? You're such a tool. You are such a tool. So there, up to this target, 120%. Woohoo! Oh man, come on, get off of there. If you took my initial target at 40 cents, that was 68% gains, but if you held on for this little guy from that breakout, ooh, baby, what was that? About 135% gains. So congratulations to any of you guys who did that. I wish I could say I was among you, but I'm having a hard time managing as many coins as I do have. I have way too many, which is my weakness. I'm looking for my text box. 135% gains. Congrats. All right, so I have to do this every once in a while, or else people say, what have you done? What kind of calls have you made? So I have to kind of document this every once in a while. So I copy those links, and then and I don't catch them all, man. I just catch whenever I catch them on the stream. So I don't have a big, but I got a little vanity wall section over on our free group. Hey, check this out. I don't get to post these too often, but a 4,743 return on investment. Buying Solana at $55 to profit at 105. Does not happen every day, people. I got really lucky on that one. Fairdesk and profit ORDI got in at $38. Still in on this one. $72 there, 930%. Mexi, Bitcoin trade. No, it wasn't. TRB, the one we were talking about earlier. Entry at 217. I think I got stopped out in profit on that one. Throw this over there for gains. And this was, what were you again? SEI. All right. So where I am is our Telegram group. Links are in the description below. It's a maze. It is a very confusing maze. There's the lounge where all the cool kids hang out. It's where we got all the cheat sheets and stuff that I try to keep posted over there. We also have this little coin trends bot, which will do analysis for you. It's pretty amazing. You kind of have to go through and play with that a little bit. So that's one area. It also has links to the other area, which is the chart room area, where I have the vanity wall. I figured out you can set these up into topics, which I knew that before. I had to start all these different groups. Trade setups is where I post trade setups, and when I can remember to check back on them and post the gains, I'll put them in the vanity section. Student chart area for if you got questions about coins or trading in general. I got some courses over here, all free. There's just all kinds of stuff. Some of this stuff I have not updated in a while, like the airdrop topics, WD GAN methods. If you're into that, got some information over there. I got all kinds of stuff. If you go up to there's files, there's books, there's everything you can imagine, videos. There are all kinds. If you need to improve your trading, I got all the resources right over there, and they're free. I'm not charging for it. Guys, thank you so much for spending your time here with me, and make sure I'm not missing anything. Haven says 47,000%. Damn, dog. We're not. Like I said, that doesn't happen very often. And if you've seen the way I ran that account over, it's copy trading, and I don't like that. So I had to change my strategy as to, man, you over trading. You just need to back off. So I backed off, and it's made a difference. Trying to do it their way versus my way. All right, so I appreciate you for being here. If you can hit that like button, that definitely helps my channel reach more people. Need some help there because since I started going live streams, all my subs came from videos. People actually really like watching videos better, but it just takes me 4 hours to make a video versus coming on here and spending about an hour and a half with you guys. Try to keep it under an hour, but I just can't do it. Just can't do it. It's just too much fun. I will see you guys tonight, the late night stream around 10:30, 11 o'clock, and we'll start getting into a lot of these degen altcoins and anything you guys want to look at and a little list that we come up with, and we will navigate this weekend and we'll come out all right, making that life-changing money. God bless each and every one of you. Good day, rather. Where's that button? There's no, hey, where, yeah, okay, yeah. It's just down and to the right.
It's just down and to your left.
Our left.
And you tap with your right.
Look over to the side.
Where you can join and subscribe. It's Crypto IRA. The really drives you out. Let's hit the like button now.
Oh, get better, Haven. Sorry, I just saw that. Hope you get feeling better. We were supposed to have an end screen.
Come on, come here.
There we go.
Come on. You freaky dog.
God, I pray that you watch over Haven and help Haven to feel better. Strengthen Haven's body and mind.
Every word that comes out, he's alive.
In the name of Jesus, let's pray. Amen.